So where I'm from, I'm from a place where you don't really see people riding around town on bicycles. You don't really walk from shop to shop. So when I came to SLO, that was a big change for me. Walking through campus, everyone was on their bike or walking around. Or when I went downtown, everyone was going shop to shop. That was just something I wasn't familiar with. I'm sure some of you are from big cities where that's common for you guys. So I think this information is pertinent to everyone, either here or at your hometown. Because there are risks when it comes to even being a pedestrian or bicyclist. Many people die each year due to accidents from being a pedestrian or bicyclist. So laws or other programs ought to be put in place to decrease accidents, improve safety, and make sure it doesn't get worse. So according to a study by Pedestrian Bicyclist Information Center called Pedestrian Bicycle Crash Statistics, they found that in 2015, 5,376 pedestrians were killed and 818 bicyclists were killed in that 1 year. That comes to be about 17 people per day, which may not sound like a lot, but any deaths in this area is sad. And then since so many people on college campuses walk around and bike, it's also very important here. So in an article called Crashes on and Near College Campuses by the Journal of American Planning, in 2014, they found that at colleges, intersections were the biggest location for accidents involving bicyclists and pedestrians. Another reason for these crashes were simply because of unsafe speeds and failure to yield. But it's also important to realize that it isn't just other drivers or other bicyclists that cause these problems. It can also be environmental factors like cracked sidewalks or just not paying attention. And then the Modeling and Application of Pedestrian Safety Conflict by the Discrete Dynamics in Nature and Society in 2014 supports this information. They found that left-hand turns across traffic was one of the biggest locations of accidents regarding bicycles and pedestrians. And not only just at left-hand turns like that, also at other intersections like that. They also found that most accidents happen in the late afternoon or early evening. So it's sad that these things happen, and something should be done about it, and there are some easy solutions. So in 2015, the British Journal of Educational Technology by Hammond and Associates article called Making In-Class Skills Training More Effective, they found that an easy way to improve safety was regarding pedestrian is to just increase training in classrooms in like elementary schools. They found that simple paper knowledge didn't work as effectively as like physical applications of the skill and learning about safety. So they found that if you do teach pedestrian safety in school, there needs to be a hands-on, interactive. And even in middle school and high school and college, there can be training to help improve knowledge. But sometimes knowledge alone isn't enough, and laws and other things need to be implemented so safety increases. So Donia Curry in 2011 wrote an article in Nation's Health called "Report Finds Too Many U.S. Roads Deadly for Pedestrians." She quoted James Corliss, the director of Transportation America, who said, "Pedestrian injuries and deaths are preventable. It really begins with our federal transportation law." So basically, if we add more laws to increase the safety of people, then we'll have less injuries and less deaths, making it much safer to be a pedestrian or bicyclist. And then in Seattle, in 2016, Kett and Associates wrote an article called "The Effect of All Ages Bicycle Helmet Laws Supports That Increased Laws Increase Safety." So Seattle, in the early 2000s, implemented an all-age helmet law. And while accidents didn't go down, the number of major head injuries majorly decreased, and the amount of deaths decreased as well. So implementing laws won't always decrease accidents, but they can also increase safety. And if there's more signs and increased laws like that, it may also decrease accidents. But the sad thing is, even though that these places are improving, the overall nation is still getting worse. So as you can see in this graph by the U.S. Department of Transportation 2017, the overall share of U.S. pedestrian fatalities in road traffic, you can see that it's been gradually increasing throughout the years. In 2006, 11% of fatalities for pedestrians were car-related fatalities were pedestrians, up to 16% in 2016, which is a major increase. If we don't do something about that, that percentage will go up, and pedestrians could be even more dangerous. The U.S. Department of Transportation also came up with the number of pedal cyclist fatalities from 2006 to 2016. And as you can see, from about 2010 to 2016, there's been a fairly steady increase in deaths as well from bicyclists or other pedaling activities. So I think it's clear that something needs to be done to decrease these deaths. And if you take into account population growth from 2010 to 2016, it's only increased by about 5 to 10%. And up from 2010, that's a 30% increase in deaths. So it's not proportional with population increase. So there's obviously something that needs to be done. Already thousands of people die annually, which is way more than it should. So there must be something we can do. So when you guys go back home, you guys can go to your school district, your superintendent, and try to get them to teach, or try to implement a safe pedestrian in your elementary schools or middle schools, or increase school safety. You can also vote if there's a law coming up that increases safety. You can always try to make it safer for your citizens, or talk to politicians. But most importantly, you can't control the safety of other people. You can only control the safety of yourself. So next time you're walking around campus or downtown, remember to be careful. Watch for other cars, watch for other bicycles, and make sure you're safe. And next time you're driving, make sure you watch for pedestrians, you watch for bicyclists, because their life could be in your hands.
Okay. Matt, how did this one compare to where you were at the beginning of the quarter? Where did you like that?
I think it's somewhat better. I think, yeah, I was less nervous this time, I feel like, for some reason. But I still feel like I need to work on eye contact and saying ums and stuff like that. So I think I've improved, but not to the extent that I wanted to.
Okay. And in your research, what stood out?
We went to our group meeting before this, and I was talking to Aaron. He said, "Didn't you do one on car safety earlier?" And I found it really interesting that I was interested in safety. Like, I didn't realize that. So that was interesting to learn about myself. But then I found out 17 deaths per day seemed interesting, because in the grand scheme of things, 300 million people in the U.S., it's not that much, but it's still a big enough number that we should be able to do something.